Hey everybody, what's going on? It's David from davidim.com. Hopefully our audio troubles are behind us. Still haven't figured this out, and I'm trying it again. It just doesn't seem to want to work. Anyway, today, in response to a lot of questions I've been getting about file management and how to do that sort of thing, I thought I'd do a quick video on how I organize. I'm sure it's not the best way, but it gets the job done, and I deal with many files. So first thing we've got, I plugged in a memory card. We're going to open up Lightroom, and if you've got a memory card plugged in, it automatically opens up the input prompt. So from here, I usually, if I've got multiple shoots on one card, I'm just going to uncheck everything, slide down. I got a new tripod. There's a few, just a select couple photos that I want to slam in here for example. Where are they here? Oh, there they are. Okay, so the way you do this, they come all checked originally, but we can uncheck, pick the first one, and then scroll down till you find the last one. Gonna hold shift, click on the box area, then if we click this, there you go. So we've got the one selected. Now in the top right, again, just like working through the other panels in Lightroom, we're going to work top down. So this is where you select how you want your previews to render. 1:1 is the best. It takes up the most space, takes up the most time. But if you're going to be doing a lot of editing with these photos, then that's what you want to select. If you're going to do lighter editing or no editing at all, you can go standard. Typically I don't choose minimal, only if I'm importing something like photos for a time lapse where there's 4,000 photos and I don't need previews on them. You can always change this later and re-render your previews as well. So I'm going to leave mine at 1:1, and you'll see that it'll take a little bit of time. And then under your renaming files, I have a custom name that I've programmed in here, but I think it starts out as something else. But so I've got custom name and then the sequence. So the name here is going to be new tripod screencast. That'll, if I ever need to, off the top of my head, I can always search back through my computer for some of those things, but I'm going to show you better ways to organize as well. Then from there, if you want to apply any changes, like you can do your keywording or different things to put your name or your website on, if it's not already programmed in your camera, you can do that, as well as develop settings, so we can check anything we want to do. Typically that's not something I'm going to mess around with. Now destination, that's a big thing. So this is choosing where exactly it's going to go on your computer. Now my computer's got more than this, but 4 drives, and I put all my data on my master drive. So if we go in here, we can see that I recently built this computer, and this is sort of a carryover from earlier this year. Starting in 2012, I'm going to be doing something different and keeping it fresh. But I recommend, hard drives are cheap enough these days, just don't delete anything, just start fresh, segregate off and begin again. We can see in 2011 pictures, I've color coded it blue. In here, I've got a lot of different folders for the different styles of photos that I take, and they all correlate to different catalogs I have. So in here, my main ones are, right now we're going to be using 2011 screencasts. My main ones are miscellaneous, family photos, not so much portraits, certainly corporate things and stuff like that. And I've also got more 2011s down here for weddings, portrait, engagement, corporate. So not perfectly organized, but you're going to see how that all plays out. So we don't have to worry about that right now, as we've still got this. So this correlates to master, and I've got all my things here. So if we 2011, we can see where it's suggesting perhaps I put them. But I'm going to go down and find that folder screencasts. Just click it open. And if I want to make a new folder to put these in, so I'm just going to right click, new folder, and from there we're going to put this as new tripod. So that's a new folder nestled inside of the 2011 screencasts. So just choose that. We can see it here. So I'm in master, 2011 pictures, 2011 screencasts, new tripod. And then I can also organize it by date. You can set another subfolder in there as well, date format, all that good stuff. So I've got that selected. That's where I want to put them all. I'm just going to hit import. We're going to see that it's working on a new process, so these are importing over through my just USB card reader. And once they're all in, then that's when it's going to render those previews that we selected. So you can see that it's almost done here. And if we tried to click on this right now, it's not exactly loading in the snappiest, but now it's rendering our previews. So you can see 3 of 4, 4 of 20. So now, since we did 1-to-1, we can already see things at 100% nice and quick. If we go to the end where it hasn't rendered them, you can see, oh, we wait for loading, and then it goes in. You know, oh, a little delay again. So once all those are done, hopefully we'll avoid our delays. So not the most interesting photos, but these were just taken with a new tripod, and I was just messing around, that sort of thing. So we had done some light editing, all that good stuff. Straighten this up. We got it to where we wanted. Okay, great, you know, pretend that we've done that through this. Now, if we go back to our library module, there's lots of different ways that we can organize these, and one big thing is collection sets and collections. So we can click on this little button here, create a new collection set. So in here, I would say something like new tripod screencast. And that's sort of like a box, and then we're going to nestle more things inside of that. So I'm going to create now just a collection, and I'm going to put all photos. So in there, we can go back to our previous import. We're going to collect, shift, hold all these, drag that into our all photos. Now let's say of these photos, I really like this one. I'm going to hit P for pick. Oh, I really like that one, and let's pick one of these as well. I really like that one. So we can see they're denoted with the flags down here. You can also put rate them with stars. Just hit your keyboard, or you can do that in here as well. And so we've got those three. So if we hold our command button and collect those three, now we can, if we've already got them highlighted, again, we can right-click on here, create a new collection. We're going to say pics, or we could put best shots, or whatever you like. Typically, I put something like pics. So then I'd create that, and there's 3. Now, if I go back in here and I decide, oh, you know what, I really like that photo as well, I'm going to select it as a pic. I can drop it back in here, all that good stuff. And then going through here, oh, you know, I've got some that are stars, some that are not. No, that one doesn't deserve a star. So again, I'm going to create a new collection and just put 1 star or greater. And that, oh, that little guy snuck in there. I don't want him in, so I can just delete him. I'm going to go back to my pics, pick out the ones with the 1 star or greater, and drop it into 1 star or greater. You can see the number change here. So now I've got something that I can work with a lot easier. You know, I know if I want all my photos, okay, well they should be in the new tripod screencast. Now if I want just the ones that I thought were the pics, or 1 star or greater. So that really helps out. That can really, you know, help navigate. How does that work out in reality? So I can go open up a new catalog. That's sort of the overarching thing. I start new catalogs for everything. But I'm going to go to Weddings Engagements for 2011. This will be functioning. This isn't going to be crystal clear by any stretch. You can see our input dialog pops up. I'm just going to hit cancel. And here we go. We got some different ones that we were working with so far. So not everything's perfect in here, but if we went to something, you know, Stacy and Andrew, here they are. We click on that. Oh, look, there we have all our photos in there. You can see that there's 330 of them. If I drop this down, I've got engagement pics. So these are the ones that I liked and I wanted to work with. And I've got, you know, all photos as well. So my engagement pics, these are sort of, you know, some of the cream, that sort of thing. And you can see that I've also denoted some with stars. So I could also hit filter them by the ones by stars. Oh, I don't need them to be blue. So here's the one by stars. You can see there's 23 of 102. If I select them all, I can right click on this, create a new collection, 1 star, create. and they're already in there. If I missed one, I could always just click this and drag it right in. You can drag, you know, it didn't jump because it's already in there. But there's our 1 star. So now that just helps really organize things quite a bit better. Now, something to be said about the previews, you'll see that these do load. Typically after, I think you can turn it off, but after 30 days, Lightroom drops out your one-to-one previews. So it's meant, you know, that you're going to be working on those photos relatively quickly. And if not, you can always re-render them. So that's how things usually go. So here, you know, we've got Matt and Chow. This is all their photos. Here's some of their engagement. These are their pics. Here are their engagement 1 stars. Look at this. I actually do have this one edited. This was all their engagement photos. As you can see, there's different versions in there that I, you know, picked from the cream of the crop with. And then here are their pics for their wedding. So 498 photos there. So overall, you know, we can see, oh, there's some with stars. Those probably, you'll find those on my blog, all that sort of thing. So that's a big piece of the organization once it's in Lightroom. We can go back and look at the folders. This again is in my master folder. Weddings, here we go. You know, these are more on the hard drive, but not what I typically work with. I'm going to work more with things like this. If we go back out to library and choose our grid view, at the top there's different things that we can search with and really try and narrow these down as well. So if a text attribute, I'm going to go into metadata so I can see what, oh, you know, I can select by camera. These are taken by camera. What lens? 70 to 200. Okay, you know, so this gives me 194 photos in this collection that I'm still in that were taken with my 70 to 200. I can see, you know, what were taken by different lenses. If I go into all photographs, again, I can search by metadata, and you can see the different preferences that I have. So this is all 1 stars. If I click off of 1 stars, absolutely, you know, you can see, look at that, I've taken 8,000 photos with that 50 millimeter, 11,000 with the 70-200. Those would certainly be my most used. There's 85, 500 shots there. So you know, you have a lot of ability to search through these things. I can say, give me all the ones that are flagged. Give me all the ones that are just 1 star, that were shot in 2011 with the D700, with the 12-24. Here they are. So you can really help get back and search all those things. The beauty with a Mac, if you don't really want to go through all that, we can always just quickly search for tripod, which is what we had the original files named as that we just imported at the beginning of this video, and when it's done searching, it will pop up with those. We'll be able to see them. New tripod, there was the folder. Oh, doesn't like that. Anyway, that's the idea. So there's lots of different ways to organize and search through, but certainly you want to get familiar with these collections. If you don't like a collection or you need a new one, you can always delete. If you delete a photo from a collection, it does not delete it from your entire library. You have to go back into all photographs and delete that. So I'll show you an example of what that looks like. Here's a photo. I'm never going to need to see this one again. So just right click, delete photo. It's going to ask me, do you just want to remove it from Lightroom? Do you want to delete it from disk? Under this case, you know, I don't mind losing it altogether. Anyway, hope that helps, and look for more episodes soon.